Shalom, shalom. Hey, first and foremost, before I get started with my lesson, I would like to give all honor and glory and power to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Bahadash. Hey, double honors unto the apostles and elders of great millstone, rule well and teach well. Peace and love to the hopeful elect, to the men out here pushing this truth across the four corners of the earth. All right, peace and love and salutation to the one-third remnant, which goes back to you men, women, and children. All right, which consists of Jacob's 12 children, 12 tribes of Israel. This book is about you and only you. Okay, I'm the Akiyah Matazah. Hey, coming to you with another spirit through the power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Yash. Lord will, you sincere ones, you be edified in the spirit. All right, so straight to the point. Let's go. I'm, you know, first thing I do when I wake up, I listen to the voice. I try my best to listen to their voice, you know, but you have to listen to their voice because it's speaking. That's why you say the water, y'all about you myself for waking me up. And hey, the Lord knows if you sincere or not. Okay. So I first do, I go to this book, because this book is life. These words are life. Okay, they have a spirit to them. Okay. And I had rolled up on Deuteronomy I think last night, and I didn't finish reading it, but I got to finish reading it this morning. So, Lord will you sincerely be edified. Hey, this is a hot chapter right here, and hey, if you haven't checked it out, you need to go check it, right? Because look, what's the title say? It said Yahweh's gracious dealings, a call to remember and obey. Okay, and that's what we're doing right now. Hey, we remembering ourselves, and we obeying the laws and statutes and commandments to the best of our ability. Okay, because we still up on the captivity. So without further ado, let's get right into it. It's gonna be like kind of like a read and a couple precepts here and there. So Lord will you sincerely be edified. Okay, this is Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 1. It says, all the commandments which I command thee this day shall ye observe to do, that ye may live and multiply, and go in and possess the land which the Lord Yahweh swore unto your fathers. Okay, it's a NLT. We jump from NLT to KJV. It says, be careful to obey all the commands I am giving you today. Then you will live and multiply, and you will enter and occupy the land swore to you. And you will enter and occupy the land the Lord swore to give your ancestors. Verse 2. And thou shalt remember, KJV, and thou shalt remember all the way which the Lord thy power, Yahweh, led thee these 40 years in the wilderness to humble thee and to prove thee and to know what was in thy mind, which goes back to law. The word heart goes back to law in Hebrew, which means your mind, whether thou wouldest keep his commandments or no. Okay. Verse 2 NLT. Remember how the Lord your power led you through the wilderness for these 40 years, humbling you and testing you to prove your character and to find out whether or not you will obey his commands. Because you got to see, think about it. We just came about in Egypt, hard bondage, slavery. Hey, our enemies was ruling up over us, so the Lord had to see, like, hey, were you gonna listen to me or not? Were you gonna keep these commands or not? So hey, that's why the Lord said, that's why the Lord said he led us through the wilderness 40 years, you know what I'm saying, just to see, you know what I'm saying, like whether we gonna listen to him or not. And hey, this story is beautiful. Let me just keep reading because I don't want to tell it. Okay. And it says, verse 3, and he humbled thee and suffered thee to hunger and fed thee with manna, which thou knewest not, neither did thy fathers know, that he might make thee know that man do not live by bread only, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Lord Yahweh do man live. And see, you gotta think about that too, because that's why these scriptures, that's why we meditate on it. You know what I'm saying? That's how we able to be prosperous and successful in everything we do. Because in this captivity that we in, what this devil, he tried to tell us to, like when we grow up in school and we had to look at that food pyramid and all this stuff, he tried to tell us like the things that we need for our body. You know what I'm saying? And he tried to say like we need 3 meals a day, uh, 3 meals a day. Then on plus on top of that, you snacking throughout those meals. See, look, if you eating 3, 4, 5 times a day, that's going against Deuteronomy 8:3, where it says man do not live by bread only, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Lord Yahweh do man live. Okay, it's these scriptures, man. You know, when you hungry, you can go read the scriptures, and they will feed you. You know, like it would take away that hunger. You know, it would take away that appetite of you wanting to, feed your flesh. And I'm speaking to myself first and foremost too, cause hey, man, I ate 3 meals a day and snacked in between. I feel that captivity. You know, I feel when we over. I feel when I overeat, and it's like like man, like what am I doing? It's like it's like a drug. You know what I'm saying? Constantly putting all this food up in you. That's why the Lord had to humble us, because when we was in Egypt, they made us eat 3 times a day. You know, that's why our folks was crying. And I'm gonna just go get that. I'm gonna go get that precept. I'm gonna go get that precept. It's like for the little ramen, but wait a second. There you go. This is Numbers. This is Numbers 11:5. It says, I'm gonna start at. I'm gonna start at. I'm gonna start at 5. I'm gonna go right to the point. This is our people crying. It said, "We remember the fish which we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumbers, the melons, and the leeks, and the onions, and the garlic. But now our soul is dried away. There is nothing at all beside this manna before our eyes." Okay, see, look, that's why that's the same condition our people are still in, showing you that there's nothing new up under the sun. Hey, all our people do, uh, you know, they looking to be sustained every couple of hours. When the only thing that sustain you is just knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, first and foremost. Okay, because what you have people that don't know this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and they eat all damn day, and they don't have no understanding of the scriptures. That's why the Lord told us to, hey, man should not live by bread alone. Okay, but as you can see, like, look, our people, they remember all these different aspects of eating. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Lord had to test us to see like if we truly gonna fear Him. And go back into it, and this is Deuteronomy 8:4. It says, thy raiment wax not old upon thee, neither there did thy foot swell these 40 years. Look, the Lord just said, hey, our clothes didn't get dirty. Neither did our foot swell. So the Lord was like actually taking care of us. He was just really testing us for real. Like I got y'all, but I'm gonna see that y'all got me though. That's how the Lord was looking at it. And look, our people, we just like, man, the hell with this, Lord. I wasn't one of them. And you sincere ones. And the Lord took care of us to the point where we, all we had to do was just trust. That's all it was. Just had to trust in the highest, which is Yahweh. And like still to this day, Like that's why he sent, like 2,000 years ago. That's why he sent his son, Yahweh Shai, to be a mediator. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, we got brought down so low that Yahweh Shai had to come to fulfill the law. You know, just to confirm prophecy, man. Okay, but hey, what a beautiful power, man, to be, hey, just to be calling upon. So we got to take this thing seriously. Can't take it lightly. Okay. Verse 5, Deuteronomy 8 and 5. It says, Thou shalt also consider in thy mind that as a man chasteneth his son, so the Lord thy power chasteneth thee. That's why when we go tell our kids, this and that, hey, no, you can't do that. No, I'm gonna whoop your ass, this and that. Hey, the Lord doing the same thing with us. Where we get it from, you know. So, hey, that's why the Lord was doing it to us. Like he was, hey, getting us in our right mentality, man. Like, look, nah, I don't need y'all to be worried about eating 3 to 4 times a day, 5 times a day. I need you to, hey, live out this word that I'm giving you. Okay? Verse 6, it said, just like how we tell our kids, like, hey, look, you gonna do what I say. If you don't do what I say, then I'm gonna put your ass out. That's what the Lord do with us. If we hearken not, then hey, you already know it's a judgment. Okay? What it say? Proverbs 13:13. See, this is what the Lord was doing. One of my little go-tos. It says, Whoso despiseth the word shall be destroyed, but he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded. And that's what the Lord was ultimately trying to see. Hey, but he already knew what was gonna happen. The Lord already said in Baruch, he knew that we was a stiff-necked people. Okay? But then at the end of the day, the Lord said his sheep don't hear his voice. Okay? And that's what we're doing right now. But look, whoso despises the word shall be destroyed, but he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded. And that's what the Lord was trying to get us to, recognize right here. Hey, you gotta fear these commandments that I'm giving you. If not, hey, you're gonna be destroyed because you're gonna be as like into the ones that despise this word. And we don't want to be like that. Okay? Lord will we don't be like that. Deuteronomy 8 and 6 again. It says, Therefore thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy power, Yahweh, to walk in his ways and to fear him. See, for the Lord Yahweh thy power bringeth thee into a good land, a land of brooks of water, of fountains and depths that spring out of valleys and hills. I'm gonna read that in the T. It said, For the Lord your power is bringing you into a good land of flowing streams and pools of water, with fountains and springs that gush out in the valleys and hills, a land of wheat and barley and vines and fig trees and pomegranates, and a land of oil, olive, and honey, a land wherein thou shalt eat bread without scarceness. Thou shalt not lack anything in it. A land whose stones are iron, and out of whose hills thou mayst dig brass. Look at that. I'm gonna read that in NLT in 8 and 9. Because man, this is beautiful, y'all. Like, look at the Lord, how he's saying, like, this land that he gonna bring us to, we gonna have all of this right here. That come from the Lord. Now they don't come from Esau. That ain't been engineered. Right. This is why I say this is the power of our power, man. Okay. It says, verse 8, Deuteronomy 8 and 8, it says, It is a land of wheat and barley, of grapevines, fig trees, and pomegranates, of olive oil and honey. It is a land where food is plentiful and nothing is lacking. It is a land where iron is as common as stone and copper is abundant in the hills. Because that's what we lacking right now in the earth. We lacking these minerals. Salt stripped the earth of all the minerals, But hey, the Lord still provide though. The Lord still give us, what we need to make it through our day, our daily bread. which is this word, then you get something to eat. You know? Okay. Verse verse 10. Look, check this out. When thou hast eaten and art full, then thou shalt bless the Lord Yahweh thy power for the good land which he hath given thee. See, the Lord said, when you have eaten your fill, be sure to praise the Lord your power for the good land he has given you. That's why when we get our food now, hey, all praise to Yahweh Shema Shah, the water Yahweh Shema Shah for giving me this. The water Yahweh Shema Shah for this daily bread. You know, you have to. Ding, 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 ding. Look, that was clarification right there. I ain't know that notification was coming to my phone. As y'all heard that, you know. Verse 11. Watch this. Deuteronomy 8 and 11. Be aware that thou forget not. So like, be aware that thou forget not the Lord thy power, the Lord Yahweh thy power, and not keeping his commandments and his judgments and his statutes, which I commanded thee this day. It says, least when thou hast eaten and art full, and hast built goodly houses and dwelt therein, and when thou herds and thy flocks multiply, and thy silver and thy gold is multiplied, and all that thou hast is multiplied, then thy heart be lifted up, and thou forget. Look, then thy heart, meaning what's that heart? Your mind. Go back into your mind. Okay? I want to get that right quick. Because I keep on saying I don't never get it, but never get it. La'ab. What did it say? We're going to just let
Strong's H3824. Levav. Levav.
But in the Hebrew, there's no ease. Okay? Okay, so what would it be? It would be la. Okay? And you see what inner man, what your mind, look, mind, will, heart, soul, understanding, inner part, miss of things, heart of man, soul, heart of man, mind, knowledge, thinking, reflection, memory. Look, conscience. Look, conscience. Okay? It's a heart, a seat of appetites, a seat of emotions and passions, a seat of courage. That's your mind. Okay? So, hey, let's go back to it. It says, okay, Deuteronomy 8 and 14, it said, then thy mind be lifted up, and thou forget the Lord Yahweh thy power, which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. Look, NLT. Look, the Lord telling you when you get all of these things, you know, don't forget me that I brought you out of Egypt. You know, it says, do not become proud at that time, and forget the Lord your power, who rescued you from the slavery in the land of Egypt. It says, do not forget that he led you through the great and terrifying wilderness with its poisonous snakes and scorpions, where it was so hot and dry, he gave you water from the rock. Look at that. I mean, like the Lord, that's still to this day. You know, whatever we accumulate on this side, no matter you got a business, not saying it's wrong to have a business, but you should be aware of the times that we're coming into to know like you gotta separate from this shit. Whether you don't got a business, whether you got a nice paying job and you able to get the goodies, you able to have this, you able to do that, man, you gotta be able to detach. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the Lord give you that good job. The Lord gave you that, you know, that fine ass beautiful woman, those beautiful kids, that beautiful garden with the fruit on there. You know, the Lord gave you that nice house. But you gotta remember that the Lord, hey, who brought us out of Egypt, man, hey, don't become prideful in the things that you accumulate. You know, the only thing that you need to hold is this knowledge with understanding. And it just shows you that you gotta, I'm gonna get this precept with King David. What you say? Like I say, man, this story good. At the 20-minute mark. But we good. Hold on, wait, what's that? It's in Psalms. It's in Psalms. I know it's in Psalms. Lucky I forget it, but I'm gonna find it. Wait a minute. Okay, this is one of them right here. I'm gonna go to Google right quick. Let me see. Man, who's that? Well, Salakia, I have it right on my noggin. Wait, but we're gonna get this one right here though. This ain't the exact one, but it kind of goes with it. You know what I'm saying? But look, it says Psalms 62 and Psalm 62 and 10. It said, "Trust not in oppression, and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not your mind upon them." Okay, and that's what I was just speaking about. That's what the Lord basically like. Look, hey, that's what the Lord basically telling us. Uh, that's what the Lord telling us right here in Deuteronomy 8. You know, in the middle of the chapter, he's saying like, "Hey, do not become proud at the time. Like when you get all these, you know, these goodies that I'm finna give you. Like, don't become proud and forget me when you get full, cause that's what Jake do when they get full. Uh, in this world, when they become, you know, get all these assets. Hey, that's when Jake forget the power. You know, I ain't feel so good outside, y'all. Y'all just don't know. Okay, but that's the point, though. You know what I'm saying? Trust not in oppression. Okay, and what does Scripture say? And if riches increase, set not your mind upon them. And that's what the Lord basically telling us. Like, don't set your mind on these things. So I got a couple more scriptures. We're gonna end it. It's like Deuteronomy 8 and what's that? Where I left off here. 16. It says NLT, it says, "He fed you with manna in the wilderness, a food unknown to your ancestors. He did this to humble you and test you for your own good." Okay? He did all this so you would never say to yourself, "I have achieved this wealth with my own strength and energy." Because see, it's nothing. You ain't doing nothing of your own strength. It's Yahweh Shema Shai who give us everything. How we know that? Deuteronomy 32. One of my other go-tos. What did it say? The Lord said, Deuteronomy 32 and 39. Wait a second. It says, Deuteronomy 32 and 39. It says, "Look now," I'm reading NLT, "Look now, I myself am He." The Lord said, "I am He. There is no other God but me. I am the one who kills and gives life. I am the one who wounds and heals. No one can be rescued from my powerful hand." Okay? So the Lord said He killed, He make alive, He wound, and He healed. Okay? The Lord giveth and He taketh, man. Okay, so this is the power right here that control both sides of the story. So which one you need to fear? It's clearly as day right here. Okay, but hey, just showing you that we ain't moving off our own strength. All right, and then when you do, and then when you don't recognize that power, you fall. Okay, verse 17. Verse 18. It says, "Remember the Lord Yahweh your power. He is the one who gives you power to be successful. In order to fulfill the covenant he confirmed to your ancestors with an oath. But I assure you of this, if you ever forget," I'm going to read that in KJV. It's a little more raw. Deuteronomy 8 and 18, 144. "But thou shalt remember the Lord Yahweh, thy power, for it is he that giveth the power to get wealth. Woo! That he may establish his covenant, which he swore unto thy fathers, as it is this day." Verse 19, "And it shall be, if thou do at all forget the Lord Yahweh thy power, and walk after other gods, and little g, other gods, and serve them and worship them, I testify against you. This day ye shall surely perish, as the nations which the Lord Yahweh destroyed before your face, so shall ye perish, because ye will not be obedient unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh your power." Hey man, heavy chapter right there, Israel. Heavy chapter right there. And look, that's why it's so beautiful right now. Like, we are remembering ourselves. Okay, that's why we gotta constantly stay in this book. You know, we gotta meditate day and night. And it's a fight. I'm speaking to myself first and foremost. Hey, pray, brothers. Pray continually. Hey, pray, 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 because we living in some dark times, and look, like, this word is the only thing that's gonna be in our mind in these dark times. Okay, and I'm gonna end it off with that. I'm gonna go get that, because people don't know this. Look, the judgment of Yahweh. Okay, but I'm gonna get right to the point. It says, I'm gonna start at verse 5. It said, "The Lord Yahweh is exalted, for he dwelleth on high. He hath filled Zion with judgment and righteousness. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord Yahweh is his treasure." Okay? So when we fearing the Lord, the ones that's fearing the Lord, call on his name, doing the laws and statutes and commandments to the best of their ability, hey, those his treasures. Those the ones he look, they say what? And the strength of salvation. Okay? This is how we're gonna be saved. This is how we're gonna be brought up with our Lord to meet the Lord in the air, our Lord Yahweh Shai. Okay? So hey, that was the point made. I ain't want to go over too long, but hey, the spirit just be moving. So hey, that Deuteronomy 8, man, hey, it's telling you, hey, remember your power that brought you out of Egypt. Okay, and don't and even on this side right now, the things that we have, hey, don't get high minded. Speak to myself first and foremost, because the Lord give me everything that I have right now. From the smallest to the greatest. Okay. So, hey, remember your power. Stay focused. Stay locked in on these scriptures, man. Hey, may how about Shema Shai? Hey, continue to give each and one of you sincere Akim and Akawaf, hey, the strength to keep pushing and keep enduring these trials and tribulations. All right. So with that, Lord will, you sincere ones will be edified. Hey, so with that, I would like to give all honor and glory and power to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Chadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace and love to the hopeful elect. Hey, peace and love and salutation to the 1/3 remnant. Hey, till the next time, Yahweh Ratazar. Hey, Shalom.